डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Good morning, friends. I'm Dr. Dhaval Pandya. Welcomes you all from the Chaitanya Institute of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University. Friends, today we are going to learn about MBA SEMS 1's subject, Principles of Management, Unit number 3, Planning. This is Block 1. So first we'll see the syllabus of unit number 3, that is concept and nature of planning, planning process, types of planning, approaches of planning, planning premises, strategical consideration while planning, roadblocks to effective planning, forecasting, objective settings, management by objective with process, and strategies types. In previous lecture we could cover concept and nature of planning, planning process, types of planning, and planning premises. In today's lecture, we are going to learn about strategical consideration while planning, roadblocks to effective planning, and forecasting. We'll start with strategic consideration while planning. Friends, planning has assumed great importance in all types of organization or business or non-business, private or public sector, small or large, in developed countries or developing countries. The system's approach of management suggests interaction of an organization with its environment on continuous basis. This interaction can better be maintained through effective planning. In fact, in today's context, the difference between successful and unsuccessful organizations is because of planning activities undertaken by these things. The organization which think much ahead about what it can do in future is likely to succeed as compared to one which fails to do so. Planning contributes in the few things, that is primary of planning. Just a minute. Primacy of planning to offset uncertainty and changes, to focus attention on objectives, to help in coordination, to help in control, to increase organizational effectiveness. First, primacy of planning. Planning precedes all other managerial functions, since managerial operations in organization, staffing, directing, and controlling are designed to support the accomplishment of organizational objective. Planning logically proceeds with execution of all other managerial functions, although all the functions intermatch in practice as symptoms of function. Planning is unique in that it establishes the objectives necessary for all group effort. All other functions are performed to achieve the objectives set by the planning process. We can understand by this chart. Okay, objectives and how to achieve them. What kind of organization structure is, then what kind of people are required, then how effectively to load people, and by furnishing standards of control. Now second, to offset uncertainty and change. These are continuous change in the environment. We can see a lot of changes are continuous in environment and the organization has to work in accordance with change. This change is reflected in both tangible and intangible forms. Tangible changes are in the form of changes in technology, market force, government regulations, etc. etc. Third, the focus attention on objectives. Planning focuses on organizational objectives and direction of action for achieving these objectives. Sometimes people in the organization may not be specific about its objectives because of lack of clarity and precise definition. Fourth, to help in coordination. Though all managerial functions leads to coordination in the organization, real beginning is made at the level of planning stage. Well considered overall plans unify interdepartmental activities and consequently restrict the area of freedom in the development of purely department plans. Thus, various departments work in accordance with the overall plan and harmony is achieved. Fifth, to help in control. Control involves the measurement of accomplishment of event against plan and correction of deviation to assure the achievement of objectives as set by the plan according to plan. Thus, control of exercise in the context of planning action as standards against which actual results are to be compared are set up through planning. At the control stage, an attempt is made to monitor the performance on continuous basis so that immediate action is taken if anything goes wrong. 6. To increase organizational effectiveness. Planning ensures organizational effectiveness in several ways. The concept of effectiveness is that the organization is able to achieve its objectives within the given resources. Thus, for effectiveness, it is not only necessary that resources are put into the best of their efficiency, but also that they are put in the way which ensures their maximum contribution to organizational objectives. Now, roadblocks to effective planning. Planning is a management function is essential to every manager organization, but there are some practical problems in proper planning. The reasons why people tend to fail in planning emphasize that the practical difficulties encountered in planning disclose that effective planning is not easy. Managers can do better if they are always they are aware of the limitation so that they can take cautious against them, given some topics are major limitations to effective planning. These roadblocks are difficulty of accurate premises, planning exercise undertaken under certain assumption of future event which are defined by the large number of factors in the environment. Thus, limiting factors in planning is the difficulty of formulating accurate premises. Since the future cannot be known with accuracy, premising is subject to a margin of error. Though this margin of error can be minimized by making suitable forecasts of future events, protection cannot be expanded. Second, problems of repeat change, rapid change. Another problem which is related to external environment is the rapid change which take place in the environment. In a complex and rapidly changing environment, uh, complications that makes planning extremely difficult, often magnifying the succession of the problems. The problem is change more complex in long range planning and even short range planning. Third, internal flexibilities. Managers, while going through the planning process, have to work in a set of variables. These variables often provides less flexibility in planning, which is needed to cope up with the changes in the future event. Such flexibilities may be either internal to the organization or may lie outside. The top major internal flexibilities are psychological, uh, policies, and procedural and capital investment. Fourth, external inflexibilities. Besides the internal flexibilities, managers are confronted with many external flexibilities and they do not have control over this. For example, whether these changes quickly or slowly, they do stand in the way of effective planning. Three environment factors generate flexibilities for an organization, that is planning, political climate, trade union, and technological changes. Fifth, times, time and cost of factors. Planning process is quite a costly and time consuming process. The various steps in planning may go as far as possible because there is no limit of precisions in planning tools. Managers can spend unlimited amount of time in forecasting, evaluating alternatives, developing supporting plans, or attending other aspects of planning. If they do so, if they do not have limitations of time and money, planning process suffers because of time and cost factors. Time is a limiting factors for every managers in the organization. If managers are busy in preparing elaborate reports and instructions beyond certain level, they are uh, risking their effectiveness. Executive time spent on securing information and trying to fit all of into the compact plan in uh, dysfunctional in the organization. Sixth, failure of people in planning. Apart from these all factors, sometimes people involved in the planning process fail to formulate correct plans. There are many reasons why people fail in planning at the formulation level as well as implementation level. Some of the major reasons for failure are lack of commitment to planning, failure to formulate sound strategies, lack of clear and meaningful objectives, tendency to overlook planning premises, failure to set the scope of plan, failure to see planning as a rational approach excessive reliance on the past, past experience rather, lack of top management support, lack of delegation of authority, lack of inadequate control technologies, etc. These personal functions are responsible for their inadequate planning or wrong planning in the organization. Now, forecasting. The concept of forecasting is related to the event of future. Forecasting basically is a process through which relevant events of the future are estimated based on the analysis of the past and the present behavior. It is said that future cannot be ascertained unless one know the past of a particular event. Thus, the past and the present analysis of any event or activity provides information about the future occurrence. The terms forecasting is closely related with statistics as it makes use of various statistical tools in order to ascertain the future. However, not all statistical tools help in the analysis in forecasting. Business forecasting refers to the statistical analysis of the past in the current moment in the given time series so as to obtain clues about the future pattern of those movement, nature and Western. Now, features. Forecasting is related to the future, hence it is a part of planning as it needs to forecast the future course of action. Second, forecasting also clarifies the probability of happening of future event. Therefore, happening of future event can be precise only to a certain extent. Forecasting is done by analyzing past and present situation or events which have already taken place, which will then it was the future roads. And fourth, forecasting makes use of various statistical tools and techniques for providing accuracy along with various personal observations in the process. Okay, today we are okay. Now, long question and short questions. A question can be asked in the examination that statistics consideration while planning described in detail. Same time, roadblocks to effective planning described in detail. So, with this note, we conclude our this session. We'll continue this unit in next lecture also. Till then, goodbye and take care. Thank you.
स्वाध्यायः परमं तपः